But I wanted to talk about the different types of heartbreaks because I think we're constantly heartbroken, right? And sometimes we get confused with heartbreak and disappointment. Disappointment is short term. Disappointment is that thing you thought you were going to get the job, you didn't get it, you thought she liked you, she don't. Those are disappointments. Heartbreaks are long term. Heartbreaks never go away. You never truly heal from a heartbreak. I don't care what you think. It's it's a scar. Heartbreak is deep. So you probably carrying all the heartbreaks that you've had in your life from when you were a kid till now. And there are different types of heartbreaks. Not every heartbreak is the same. Actually, there are no two heartbreaks that are the same. Mm. Every heartbreak happened because you didn't expect it. It's like the flu. When you get the flu and you get sick, you get better, and then your body knows how to fight that kind of flu. But guess what? Next year there's a new strain, and you get sick again because it's constantly evolving. The whether virus or germs or bacteria, these things are evolving. So you constantly get sick because your body doesn't know how to fight it yet. You have the foundation from the other times you've been sick to not fight it from scratch. You can actually fight it from a place of a little bit of knowledge. Speaking of your body, so your heartbreak, it's the same way. You get heartbroken and you didn't expect it. That's why you're heartbroken. And the heartbreak, the reason that it's long term is because you set some expectations that you embedded in your mind about what this was. You you had long term vision for whether it be a relationship or a woman or whatever it is. So you sort of were living in an illusion in the future that never realized itself. And that kind of heartbreak is hard to get rid of because that illusion is still real in your head, but in reality, it's not. And your mind never really reconciles with the reality. And what it does store it away. It puts it away and tries to forget it, but at the same time, it's always there. It's always alive. And things may trigger you years later where that heartbreak may show back up in your reality, right? Because it's not real, it's just in your mind. And then there's other types of heartbreaks where, maybe you got cheated on, you got some deceit, some backstabbing, things like this. And those heartbreaks are also really painful, not because of the betrayal. The betrayal is painful, any kind of betrayal in romance or business, anywhere. But what makes it specifically painful is because it abruptly breaks the relationship, right? Like you were going that way. And it's not the type of heartbreak where you like slowly start falling apart with that person, and you kind of see it, you see the end over there. You're like, I see where this is heading, and slowly you pull away. The the betrayal is like bam, a punch in the face. And when you have something abruptly like that, it creates um, a Sagernet effect, which is when it creates an open loop that you can't really get rid of. This open loop keeps looping, looking for closure, right? Because it didn't expect it. So it's just that abruptly, it's like if you ever heard a song and it gets interrupted, a song you like in the middle of it, a lot of times that song gets stuck in your head. And actually, the only way to get rid of that song that just plays over and over is to listen to the whole thing. That's all your brain wants, is just to finish that task. Same thing with relationships. Unfortunately, it's not as easy to just finish a relationship that's just abruptly broken. So it lives on and you never really get over it. And I think trying to get over it is a big mistake. You just have to admit that this is a loop that you'll have to live with, and your mind sort of calms down, doesn't go doesn't stop, but it just calms down a bit and allows you to start looking for new pathways to entertain yourself in a way, like just go in another direction. Now, when heartbreak happens a lot, like it's happened to me, I mean, I've been heartbroken so many times, so many different ways that you sort of unfortunately you begin expecting that. I don't know if that maybe brings them on, like since you go in thinking this is going to end in a heartbreak and it does, it's kind of like you self realizing that reality. But heartbreak, you have to take it as part of life, just like love. Their emotions, like love. Love is a chemical imbalance. Love is not real. And I know it sounds pessimistic, but when you've been heartbroken enough, you start realizing that these are all hormonal imbalances. Like heartbreak, pain, all of these it's not really real. When you hurt your hand, like your brain hurt. Like it's here that it registers that pain to sort of, it's a survival mechanism to let you know, hey, let's check this out. Something's happening with your hand so that you can survive. Same thing with the pain that you suffer from emotional heartbreaks, where it's your brain letting you know, hey, something's off. Like, dopamine gets interrupted and serotonin and oxytocin and norepinephrine. All these are the hormones that cause love. And when you get a sudden interruption, it's almost like getting a drug addict to quit cold turkey, right? Like they're going to have withdrawals and pain and who knows what. But that's the same thing with emotions where you go into withdrawals. These are real chemical withdrawals in your brain and your body where some people get sick, some people get depressed. I mean, all sort of, we know what happens when a heartbreak is not a good time. So when you learn to deal with these emotions in a chemical way, in a scientific way, not an emotional way, it doesn't make it any less painful, but it allows you, I believe, to get over them quicker. Because if you continue trying to heal, all you're doing is prolonging the pain because you're never going to heal. It's like when you lose a loved one or a pet or and they're dead, then there is nothing that can happen that's going to take that pain away. Once you lose that person or that pet or whatever you love, it's you have to live with that scar. And with time, things get better, but they never go away. Same thing with a heartbreak. Don't try to heal from heartbreaks. Put them, wear them with pride because now you know that that type of heartbreak will never happen again. You're gonna get other ones from really unexpected places, but that pain you're feeling is the last time you'll feel it that way. It's like the flu, like I said, like once you learn to fight it, you can get sick from other flus, but not that particular strain. So wanted to put that out because it's taken me a long time to get here to this point where I can actually talk about pain and heartbreak from a rational place. Because not long ago, it I probably was at the lowest point in my life, um, really low, really dark, not understanding what was happening. Because also when you're going through these withdrawals and things like this, you're sort of blind to what's happening, and you feel like there's no end to the story. It's like, man, this pain is never gonna go away, and all of that. And like I said, heartbreaks are not all the same, and they're not all romantically linked. I'm heartbroken right now, and it has nothing to do with romance. And I had a hard time, and still having a hard time, but now I'm just accepting it. You go through the um, there's a book, famous book. I don't have it right. like the five things or whatever, the grief, when you go through grief, that you go, through denial, and then you get upset, and then you get all of there's like five stages. I'll look it up and post it somewhere. But these five stages, when you go through a heartbreak, it's the same thing. You go through these five stages of denial, then acceptance, and then you get upset, then you get blah blah blah, and then whatever the order is, there's an order to these things. We're not the first humans to experience heartbreak, and we won't be the last. So don't think that you're special because you're getting a heartbreak. Or don't think that you're doomed, or that it's about you, or why you. Because that's one of the things, like, we think is like, why me? It's not why you. Like, man, every human being for thousands of years have experienced heartbreak. So look at it from that perspective. Like, you experiencing a human emotion is like any other, just like pleasure, or happiness, or all of these fleeting emotions, because there is no emotion that lasts forever, including love, including pain. So with that, hopefully this live worked. I I'm rooting for the Substack app, just because I just feel like it's a very creative space without a lot of the presumptuous of the Instagrams of the world and so on. So just speaking my mind out here at 2 a.m, just hopefully is I can help somebody with the things that I've learned, so they don't have to go through my pain. Then I've done, if it's just one person, that I've done my job. And until next time, be out. Good night.